Our gallery before I came up here. Who's this kid? And these are the only awesome AWP. I'm just kidding. Yeah, well, the FooGallery is a gallery that could be basically any kind of image gallery that you want. What comes straight out of the box at the moment are just two different gallery templates. One we call responsive, which is basically just like a grid that it can be like at the largest width, whatever, it's 3 images across, but when you make your screen smaller, then of course it's 2, it's 1, so it's responding, it's responsive. And the other one is called a masonry template, which is just like it sounds like, it looks like a bunch of bricks. Jetpack has something like that, Justified Image Grid does that, FooGallery now does that. And what I just built just this weekend, basically, well, what's today now, Wednesday? Well, that was a long weekend. But is a extension for it to use OWL Carousel. If you haven't heard of it, it's really the simplest, one of the simplest JavaScript based galleries I've ever used before. It's really powerful. So, and trust me, if I can make a template from FooGallery, anybody can. So you'll see here, these are kind of the default. This is the default instead of the standard WordPress gallery image choosing thing. Basically, you just add images to this area here really simply. Add media, and you just grab your image, and you have some options here, and you hit select, and there it is. Now it's in your gallery. That's it. It's in terms of like clients, if you have lots of clients and you try to show them how to use a default WordPress gallery, how many of you have like pulled your teeth out doing that? Like it's a little bit ridiculous. Now hit create gallery over on the left side. Now hit create gallery again over on the right side, but it's a button this time. It's kind of crazy. How many of you have tried a next-gen gallery? We won't talk about it. Yeah. I mean, so you understand why we felt compelled to build something. Yeah.
Does this allow Facebook comments on the gallery?
Not currently, but guess what? You can make an extension.
Right now.
Yeah, make an extension.
But isn't the gallery just goes on the post, right?
Say it again.
The gallery then just goes in the post or page. So
It goes in just with a short code.
so you can just comment on that.
You can comment.
Yeah, I want more like a light blog, comments on the light blog, crazy stuff.
Yeah, everybody wants Social Gallery does that, and it kind of really sucks.
Yeah, I want social gallery.
Yeah. A commenting feature in FooBox is on the list, not in active development. It's on the list though. So, and here's all the different options I have in OWL Carousel. But what you'll notice right away is if I want to make this one the responsive one, I hit that, and now all my options change because responsive has different options going on. And if I go to masonry, then it changes again. That's the idea, okay? So then with extensions, what we built straight into it, you go here to extensions. Now here you can see all the extensions available. Here are just the ones that are currently active. Here's my OWL. We have a section called featured. Featured is really important because if you build an extension or a template for FooGallery and want us to feature it, if you do it like tomorrow, I guarantee we'll feature it. I mean, if you do it within the next couple of weeks even. So we'd love to feature folks who submit stuff. All the free ones that are available are right here. And even if you want to build an extension that you want to sell premium, you can even throw that in as well. But this is the part I want to highlight. Build your own. You'll see that the OWL is already there. Without the OWL, you'll see that we have this set up here. Question? No? Good. Yeah.
What's the take on our word to submit for free?
What's the take?
How does work out like these type of commerce or
If you want to host your premium plugin at Food Plugins, we have a pretty standard set, 3070. But we're always talking about that kind of thing. If you want to sell it on your own site, you could do that, and we could actually still feature it in FooGallery. That's kind of the cool thing about FooGallery, is that where the source of the extension is doesn't really matter all that much. We have some logic built in that's going to be able to deal with that. So flexibility. That's part of the reason why we made this free, is ultimate flexibility. We call it the most extensible, hackable, flexible gallery you can get.
I mean, auditing, you know, obviously.
Yeah, yeah. Well, if something is going to be featured in FooGallery, then we're going to look at it really carefully. We're actually still talking a little bit about exactly where it's hosted. But you know, that's the great part about it, if it's featured. But if you build your own, then it's still going to show up in the Build Your Own tab. Nobody else in the world is going to see it. But if you build your own, it'll show up here, and you'll have, if you build 20 extensions and you install them, they'll all be listed here on the Build Your Own automatically. So they're there, and they'll show up on the All tab as well, or the Active, stuff like that. But in order to set it up this way, the one thing, it's basically just like an extra step. Extensions are just normal plugins. You install them just like any other plugin. Upload them as a zip in the plugin area. But when you activate them in the WordPress, in WordPress, the plugins area, they're active, but they're actually not hooked into FooGallery yet. And that's why you see down here the little activate, deactivate button. This is where actually, if you want it to be actually active in FooGallery, then you have to also activate it here. So it's kind of also another nice way to be able to have extensions available, especially if you have clients and you want to have them installed on the site, but you don't necessarily want them to be able to have access to them. You can activate, deactivate, and then you have a little bit more control that way. But what we did here with Build Your Own basically is we created a form where you basically can download a template or an extension boilerplate directly. So you just fill out this really simple form, and it's basically already a plugin that you can install and activate, and it'll show up in FooGallery right away once you install it. I see a question on your face.
Turn your screen share off.
My screen share off and on?
Yeah.
I'll do that. Although this screen is acting a little funny. You know what, hold on just a second. When else can I do this? Huh. Yeah, I dropped hung up on me.
Mine was doing that too.
Sorry, folks. Oh, I don't have any internet. That's why.
In the future, nothing works.
Okay. I'll read my emails. I think you might have to call me again, Jan.
Don't
All right.
it's live, but if you pull up your chat, yeah, that should say you're in a, so the Hangouts on the top right, should say that you're in one right now, you can rejoin, yeah. To join. And you're back. Turn on screen share. Brilliant. Good to go.
All right. All right.
where a client wanted to
Oh, thanks, but.
So, for example, that's Steven's adorable little child picture. And when you click on it, it takes you to server request. So that's an external website that all that's in FooBox, and that's only available in FooBox Pro, not in the light version. But for the feature of being able to link to another page, let's see, Leon's I opened to another page. That one could easily be with FooBox free if you wanted it. If you wanted a picture to show up in the lightbox, but the image to go to a different page, then you're all set there. Oh, the one thing that I don't have, which I do want to work on actually, is I do want captions to appear in the overlay currently.
That would be sweet.
Yeah. So let me. Sorry, I'm going to write that down because I know me. Captions on overlay.
UberGrid was really super flexible. You could also choose a file that was an overlay.
Oh, that's cool.
Image file.
Yeah, I mean, I'm certain that Owl Carousel, this one, is not going to be as extensible or not as fully robust featured as something like a premium UberGrid.
Sure.
But
all
for some of
those two features.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what I mean. So I'm trying to make it as simple and elegant as possible. So Chris's pops up in FooBox. Yeah. Revelation. Who else do I got? Devin. Can't go without Devin.
All right.
Boo. There you go. And I will say I can't control how quickly their sites load in FooBox. I cannot do anything about that. I'm sorry.
Saying my size slow.
So.
Connected to Filehouse, right?
Oh, I did it twice.
Preload it.
Yeah, that's great. So that's the idea. So let me just show real quick just a little bit of the underbelly of the Owl Carousel as the highlight of how to build. And I'm totally embarrassed. I've done this before. I come to show something and I'm not using desktop server. I'm so embarrassed.
That's okay.
And even though I have Sublime all the time, I actually still want to use Notepad. So right when you download it, you're going to have all three of these files. Carousel, FooGallery, Owl Carousel Init, and FooGallery Owl Carousel Extension. This is the base plugin right here. The init is just what needs to launch in order for FooGallery to recognize your extension. So it really just runs once. And then Gallery Owl Carousel is your actual template that controls the markup. So, for example, when I mentioned that I basically, and it comes with not all of these, but lots of these defaults already. Like, for example, the Lightbox one. ARGs, all those are preloaded in that boilerplate for you that you could refer to automatically. But really, and then I added all of this stuff, and then really all the magic of the actual gallery is just this right here. This is just where the images are spit out, just with that basically. And so you can control exactly how that's set up, and that's your whole thing. So in my case, all I needed was to enqueue the Owl Carousel, and then I have their init file right here. And initially, I just put in the defaults in here, and once I loaded it up, it was already running with Owl Carousel immediately. Then to make it an extension and to use the settings, of course, I've added in all the setting options right into the init right there. So it was pretty straightforward. And then the great thing that that we're doing with pretty much all of our Foo plugins right now is everything is being loaded from a class that we've built called Foo Plugin Base. And what that does is it basically automates a lot of stuff for us. And me, as somebody who's not like a from the ground up kind of developer, I really like it because I use Foo Plugin Base, and basically I don't have to enqueue my CSS or my JavaScript at all, because Foo Plugin Base does it for me, and it does it correctly to the right place as long as I follow a certain naming structure. So when you download the boilerplate, you're going to have right away one that says Gallery Owl Carousel. And that one right there, that JavaScript, it loads only on the front end, never on the back end, and it only loads when your gallery, not even if it's a responsive one, it's not going to load. If you load your shortcode that is a Owl Carousel, that's when that JavaScript is going to be loaded. I didn't enqueue anything. All I did was edit this JavaScript, and I was done. And that's what Foo Plugin Base does. Same thing with this one right here. You see it says it's called Admin Gallery Owl Carousel. That one's only going to be show up in the back end when I choose Owl. Man, there's too many. Owl Carousel as my template. As soon as I choose that, then that JavaScript gets applied on the back end, and it isn't in the dashboard and in your custom post types and all that kind of stuff. So it keeps everything really clean, and I don't have to worry about how to enqueue it at all. Foo Plugin Base does that for us. So, and we're working on developing that out even more. And same thing with the CSS, Gallery Owl Carousel, Admin Gallery Owl Carousel. Those ones also, they only show up where they're supposed to, basically. You just follow the naming structure, and you're done. You don't have to worry about any of those things. Yeah, I mean, that's the long and the short of it, basically. It's all right there once you download it. I added the includes file. That's where I put in my custom media fields for the images. Oh, I didn't show that part. That was what you were so interested in. There. Click on that, and down here I have all this. It gives instructions, and then here's the custom link right there where it could go anywhere you want it. And then if you want to use FooBox at all, or you can do same page if you wanted to go to the same page, or if you want to open it in a new page, or if you want to open in FooBox. So even those staff members, you could have a gallery of their faces, and when you click on it, it could open up a whole page in FooBox on that page if you want to do it that way. That way they don't even have to leave. And with FooBox Pro, it also has it actually adds a hash at the end, so that actually every staff member would have their own unique URL still. So those are all bonus. Yeah. So, questions, thoughts, hopes, dreams, aspirations, peace in the Middle East, right? Everybody wants that. FooGallery doesn't do that. I wish.
It can be.
Huh?
It's extensible to do that, from what I understand.
Say it again.
It could be extended to do that, from what I understand.
Supposedly,
Yes.
as long as you follow the naming structure.
Right.
Yeah.
Works with Genesis framework?
Yes. Yes. I explained everything. Perfect. I am excellent. Thank you very much.